Most people who lose money investing didn't pick a bad stock, they did something much more ordinary and much more human. I read through years of the most common ways regular people lose money in the market. And here's the thing, nobody says out loud. These reasons are not equally bad. Some are a slow leak, a couple will quietly wreck you. So I'm not going to give you another list where everything is mistake number 7. I'm going to rank them. S tier down to C tier. No fear-mongering, no guru energy, just an honest ordering of what actually costs people the most. Quick ground rules. S tier is the account killers, the reasons that do the most damage to the most people. A tier is serious and common. B tier is real, but slower. It costs you at the margins. And C tier is stuff that matters, but honestly gets blamed way more than it deserves. Let's start at the bottom and work up, because the biggest one is not what most videos put at number 1. C tier, overcomplicating everything. The person with a color-coded spreadsheet and 11 funds, agonizing over whether it should be 40% this or 42. Look, it's not helping, but it's rarely the thing that sinks you. Overthinking is annoying, not fatal. A boring, simple portfolio you actually stick with beats a genius one you tinker with to death. C tier. Move on. B tier, fees. Here's why people miss this. A 1% fee sounds like nothing, but while your money compounds, so does that fee. Same monthly investment, same returns, 30 years. The difference between a 1% advisor and a rock bottom index fund can be hundreds of thousands of dollars by the end. Real money. But it's a slow bleed, not a blow up. What do? Check the expense ratio on what you own. If you're paying for advice, know exactly what you're paying. That's it. Still B tier, but a notch more dangerous. Putting money into something you genuinely can't explain. The stock your coworker swears by. The coin from a TikTok. Sale because it dropped 20%. Here's the trap. A stock down 20% isn't automatically cheap. Sometimes the business is just falling apart, and it's cheap for a reason. What do? Simple test. If you can't explain in one sentence why you own it, you don't own an investment. You own a guess. Still B tier and more common than people admit. Taking advice from someone who's quietly selling you something. The guy with the rented Lamborghini, the free hot tip that just happens to come with a course attached, the influencer who gets paid whether the trade works out for you or not. Here's the tell, the loudest, most confident voice in the room is usually the one with the most to gain from your attention, not your results. Real, boring advice rarely goes viral because buy a little every month and wait 20 years doesn't sell merchandise. What do? Before you act on anyone's tip, ask one question. How does this person get paid? If the answer is from me right now, slow down. That's not always a scam, but it's always a reason to be careful. Now we're in A tier, chasing whatever's already gone up, the meme stock, the next big thing, the coin everyone's posting about. And I get it, watching other people get rich is genuinely painful. But by the time it's trending, the easy money's usually gone, and you're the one showing up to buy at the top. For every winner you heard about, there are 100 you never will because they went nowhere, and nobody posts about those. What do? One rule that actually works: when you get the urge to buy something hot, wait 24 hours. Sleep on it. Most of the time, the next morning, the magic's gone, and so is the mistake. A tier. And this one honestly scares me a little. Betting with borrowed money. Margin, leverage, options you don't fully understand. Anything that lets you put more on the table than you actually have. When it works, you feel like a genius. The problem is the math isn't symmetrical. A normal 30% drop is painful, but you survive it and you wait for the recovery. The same drop with borrowed money can wipe you out completely. The position gets closed for you at the worst possible moment, and there's nothing left to recover with. That's why it's high on the A tier. It takes an ordinary mistake and quietly removes your ability to survive it. What do? If you're still learning, invest with money you actually own, full stop. Leverage is a tool for people who can afford to be wrong, and most of us aren't there yet, and that is completely fine. A tier, trying to time it, waiting for the right moment, sitting in cash for the crash that's definitely coming. Here's the math that should end this debate. Over the last few decades, if you stayed fully invested, you did great, but miss just the 10 best days, 10, and your returns collapse. And the best days love to show up right after the scary ones, exactly when the timers are on the sidelines. What do? Stop guessing the day, buy on a schedule, same amount every month, up or down. You'll never nail the bottom, but you'll never miss the recovery either. Top of A tier, overtrading, buying and selling constantly, checking the app 10 times a day, treating the market like a slot machine with with confetti animations. Fun fact that says everything: one study found the brokerage accounts that perform best belong to people who'd forgotten they had them. The market doesn't reward activity, it rewards patience. What do? If you want a little action, cap it, 5% of your money for fun, and leave the rest alone. Quick gut check before we go higher. Notice that none of these are about being smart enough. Nobody loses money because they couldn't read a balance sheet. They lose it because staying calm and staying consistent is genuinely hard. Keep that in mind, because it only gets more true from here. Okay, S tier. The 3 that quietly do the most damage. S tier. Investing money you actually need. No emergency fund, so your rent and your future are in the same account. Here's why it's so brutal. It forces the worst possible move at the worst possible time. Life happens, the car breaks, you need cash now, and the market happens to be down. So you sell at the bottom. Not because you panicked, yeah, because you had no choice. What do? Build a few months of expenses in cash first. That buffer is what lets you stay invested when everyone else is forced to sell. S tier, and the sneakiest one, never actually starting. You can't lose a game you never enter, except you can, silently, to everyone who did. The numbers are almost unfair. Start in your 20s and it takes a small amount a month. Wait to your 40s and that same goal costs several times more every month, forever. Time does the heavy lifting, but only if you give it time. What do? Start now, small, today, imperfect, and invested beats perfect and waiting. And the top of the whole board, the reason more people lose money than any other: panic selling. The market drops, fear takes over, and you sell, locking in a loss that was only ever on paper. Then it recovers without you. It's the same story every crash. People panic, they oversell, and the patient ones quietly buy what they're dumping. This is number 1 because it turns a temporary dip into a permanent loss, and it happens to smart, disciplined people. The market drops 30%, and every instinct in your body is screaming to make it stop. The fix isn't being fearless, it's deciding before the storm that you won't touch it during one. Write down why you own what you own, so that on the ugly days you're reading your own reasoning instead of the headlines. Feel the fear, just don't trade on it. So here's the board. S tier, panic selling, never starting, and investing money you can't afford to lose. A tier, betting with borrowed money, overtrading, timing the market, and chasing hype. B tier, buying what you don't understand, trusting people who are selling you something, and ignoring fees. C tier, overcomplicating the whole thing. Notice the pattern? Almost everything up top is emotional, not technical. It's rarely the math that gets people, it's the human being making the decisions. If you saw yourself in one of these, same. Genuinely, most of us have lived at least one of them. That's kind of the point. Knowing where they rank is how you stop repeating the expensive ones. And one last thing before you go, you don't have to fix all of these at once. That's usually why people freeze and change nothing. Pick the 1 tier that stung the most, fix just that this month, and let the rest wait their turn. Progress beats perfection every single time. So I'm curious, what's your personal S tier mistake? The one that actually cost you. Drop it in the comments, no judgment. And if this ordering made the whole thing feel a little less scary, subscribe and stick around. That's what we do here.